Welcome back everybody to the Big D Gaming tutorial section of our channel. In this video I'm going to be doing the 5 basic, I suppose, fundamentals that we find are essential for any armor or vehicle crew. These sort of 5 basic principles are the ones to really go off to ensure that you're going to be as effective as possible as a vehicle crew, or whether you're a solo crew, just depending on your server rules obviously and the vehicle that you're going to be manning. We always recommend at least a 2-man crew because most of the vehicles, the IFVs, APCs and main battle tanks, they all require at least a crew of 2 to 3 to effectively operate. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to cover these 5 basic fundamentals that I believe everybody should be at least able to follow and master before you really get into some of the nitty-gritty sort of stuff when it comes to identifying vehicles' weak spots and it's just exactly the best way to be able to eliminate that threat that's right in front of you. So the great thing about Squad is that there's a Jensen's training range. This range will allow you to definitely try and practice some of these, not all of them, but some of these basic fundamentals, and be able to really just hone in your skills to make sure that you're the most effective crew that you can possibly be when you're out there on the battlefield. So without further ado, let's start with these 5 basic fundamentals. Fundamental number 1 is situational awareness. Situational awareness being that all of those crew members within that vehicle know exactly what's going on around them at all times. Each member having a different role to play though through the situational awareness, but all knowing exactly what is around in your environment and where you're going and how you're going to be able to get there. You'll see poor examples of situational awareness when vehicles put themselves in exactly the wrong spots on the maps, or they're driving around certain areas to try and get to an objective that they need to be able to either eliminate or defend, and they just get themselves into a heated battle which they get taken by surprise and then eliminated. Which that leads into basic fundamental number 2, and that is communication. Situational awareness and communication pretty much go hand in hand. If you aren't communicating what's going on around you, then you're not going to be able to put yourself in the best position to be able to either attack or defend a target. If you find that communications break down, then your performance as a vehicle crew will start to lack, and then you're not going to be as an effective team as the rest of your squad needs you to be. Moving on to fundamental number 3 is vehicle positioning. Situational awareness and communication all lead to perfect vehicle positioning. For an example, when you're positioning your vehicle, you definitely want to try and be able to have the strongest point of the armor facing the direction that your threat is. There is no point putting either the top, rear, or sometimes in some cases side armor to your target because it's leaving you with a more vulnerable vehicle and generally a thinner, weaker armor area, which means that you're going to lose the battle more often than what they will. So you've nailed fundamental number 1, 2, and 3, and we lead into fundamental number 4, knowing what you can actually destroy. So you've put yourself in the perfect position, you've communicated exactly what your target is, but you found out that it is either too powerful or it is a perfect match. If it's a perfect match and you've got the upper hand, you start shooting first. Most of the time you'll find that you may win the battle. For an example, this Bradley versus this BMP. Very fairly matched. The Bradley has slightly stronger armor and guns depending on the BMP of course and depending on the weapon, and you'll find that it can destroy it quite quickly from the front and from the back. As you can see, when we're targeting the rear of the vehicle, it destroys the vehicle in a few less shots, which can definitely mean winning or losing a battle. On the flip side, if you find yourself running into a much stronger vehicle, like a main battle tank, and you're a Bradley, and you truly do not get the upper hand and target the vehicle exactly in the right position, then you may find that you will always lose the battle. For example, these toes can be very effective when hit on this T-72 in exactly the right position, but if you don't hit in the right position, and or you run into a squad bug where it doesn't do as much damage as it should, you'll find that you'll lose the battle and you're not going to help the rest of your squad mates take that section or win that area. This leads on to our 5th and final basic fundamental, where to actually hit the target. So you found that your situational awareness is perfect, your communication is on point, the vehicle is perfectly positioned, and you know that you can destroy this vehicle, or you know that you can't destroy this vehicle. What do you do next? Well, that is knowing where to and where not to hit it, or even just when to run. But where do you hit the vehicle? If you're evenly matched or it's lower, you usually find that you're going to have a round that will be able to destroy the vehicle no matter what. One round will obviously destroy the vehicle a lot quicker than the other. Some may not destroy it at all, depending on the ammunition that you pick. The perfect position, like we showed before, where to hit the BMP, is usually either on the top, the back, or the sides, just depending obviously on the vehicle and exactly the thickness of armor. I'm not going to go into the details of where to hit vehicles specifically, which vehicles have stronger armor or reactive armor. That can be in a much more detailed video that we do later on, because it really can differ, and certain bugs within squad we found over the past really just affect how quickly you can destroy a vehicle where it should or shouldn't be weaker. But in general, you want to try and aim for the rear of the vehicle or the top where the armor is weaker, or even trying to ammo rack the vehicle as quick as possible. If you cannot destroy the vehicle and you know you're definitely going to lose the battle, try to at least cripple the vehicle and take out its wheels or tracks. That may at least allow for another squad with either RPGs or hats, or even a bigger vehicle to be able to come and finish off that target. So that leads us to the end of the 5 basic fundamentals when it comes to vehicle crews, or meaning vehicles in general, that we believe you should really master and get the hold of before you start going to more advanced techniques or more advanced knowledge. But as per always, we hope that this video gave you some form of information that you can take away, use on the battlefield, and help turn the tide of your match and help out your squad mates and absolutely annihilate every target in front of you. As per always, thank you very much for watching, guys. If there is anything more that you wish for us to do for tutorials or just videos in general around Squad or any of the other games that Big D Gaming hosts, please make sure you drop us a comment or a direct message. That way we know exactly what you want to be able to see. As per always, like, share and subscribe. It helps us make more of these videos. Otherwise, we'll see you on the battlefield. See you guys.